No. Freedom simply means you know what you want. You are taking responsibility for your decision, for your actions, for your beliefs and your value. You're not just tossed around by anything or everything. That's just what it means by being free as a man, okay? So on this live stream, we're going to be talking about those things that a man should focus on, which is freedom. Focus on freedom, and then your lady, your woman will follow through. So what are those basic things as a man that you need to focus on? Those are the areas that we're going to be discussing on this live stream. And for all my returning subscribers, I want to really appreciate all of you. Your presence have always meant a whole lot to me, and I greatly and sincerely appreciate all of you. And for those who are just connecting for the first time, I look forward to that moment where this particular channel becomes your most favorite click. And I would want to play that as you are connecting. Please ensure that you click the like button below, okay? Also, you can do well to click the subscribe button. Ensure that you subscribe so that when amazing contents drop from this particular channel, you'll be among the first persons, all right, to see, to view, and to also watch, all right. So let's go into our discussion for today. What does it what does it really mean to be free? And should this kind of topic be really considered? All right, so as we have said earlier, to be free simply means to be free as a man. It simply means that you are someone that own up to your responsibility. You are focusing on your growth, on your self-development, on your advancement, rather than just being tossed around by just every and anything. That's what it simply means to be free, okay? So if you are free as a man, you will attract a lady who knows what she wants and who also is ready and willing to go for what she wants. So, ladies generally, they don't move to someone who is not well defined as to what he wants, where he's headed to, and also who does not have standards and discipline. If you are someone that is indisciplined, you only attract people who are actually indisciplined in your life. And that's why you need to focus on self-development. You need to be someone of standard, of high moral standard. It is with this that you command the loyalty of other persons. You need to be someone that is visionary for you to be able to command the attention and the followership of other persons. So as a man, what are those technical areas that you should focus on so that anybody that you wish to actually submit to you as a life partner, they will also be willing to submit to you? First, as a man, you must have that abundant mentality, knowing that you are sufficient on your own. You don't need anyone to complete you. You are a single entity. You are a complete entity. You are not someone that need a validation of other persons to be complete. Because when you are not self-sufficient, you will not be able to lead other persons. Because a lady who is coming to your life, she is coming to depend on you, although she's focusing on her own vision. All right. So that's why you need to be self-sufficient. You need to be a leader for other persons to follow you. So what are we saying in essence? First of all, as a man, have that abundant mentality that I don't need someone to validate who I am. Thank you everyone for connecting. Please do well to click the like stream, the like button, okay? Help me to click the like button. Thank you so much. Click the like button below. And if you're to subscribe, just help me to click the subscribe button. So first of all, you must be someone that have well-defined boundaries, that knows these are my standard, this is what I want. Anything other than this, it's a no-no for me. So those are the first area you need to focus on as someone who is aspiring for his or her freedom. Focus first on being someone that have the abundance mentality, not someone that is dependent on other persons. So your woman is watching you, everything you are turning to your friends, in every decision you want to make, you are depending on your mother. No, she will not commit to you. She will feel you are inadequate. So that's why, first of all, you must create that abundance mindset that I am sufficient. I am who I am as a person. I don't need other persons to complement me. Sorry, to complete me. Rather, other persons are only there to complement and not to complete me. You get? So with this, you will attract the right kind of woman in your life. The next one is for you to focus on your goals and not chasing. Ladies don't want a guy who is actually chasing after them as though they don't know what they want. First of all, what she wants to create is for her to be the goal. She wants to first of all make herself seems as though she's the gold, she's the crown, and then she's the prize. You are the one now to be pursuing after her. No, that's not how it should be. You should not do the chasing. Be someone that have. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. If you're just connecting, please help me to click the like button below. Just help me click the like button below. You can also click the subscribe button, okay? So she wants to see someone who is focused, who is independent of on himself, and also focusing on what he wants, his goal. Although who although a man who actually is looking for someone that needs to commit to him. All right. So what are we saying here? Let her be the one chasing you because you are chasing someone. Because when a lady comes to your life, what she's looking at is where you are heading. Where are we heading? That's why some ladies will ask you, well, define this relationship. Where are we headed to? What does this relationship hold for us? Define the relationship. So if you are someone that does not know where he or she is headed to, someone who does not know, have plans for himself, who is not growth, someone that does not have that growth mindset, then you don't expect someone to follow you blindly. You won't advise your own sister to just follow someone blindly. Okay. So first of all, we're saying don't do the chasing. Let her do the chasing. State what you want and allow her to do the chasing. The next thing as a man you need to do, you need to be someone that is emotionally stable, not reactive. You know that your lady is going to put you through a series of trials. She's going to put you through a series of trials because she wants to be committed to a man. Do you know what it means for a lady to commit to you? First of all, she has a name that has built her. She has a name that have paid her fees. She has a name that was paying her bills. She has a name that have nurtured her. And you want to take this name for her, from her. Then you must be someone that is worth that very sacrifice. You get? You must be someone that's worth the sacrifice. She has grown up through her lifetime, fighting for what she wants, going for what she wants, aspiring for what she wants. So she doesn't want to come to someone who cannot pay the sacrifice, who does not know where he's headed to, and then just pour her whole sacrifice, her entire growth on you. You get? So that is the area you should focus on. So she want to test you from time to time. Sometimes she want to pull away and see how you react. Sometimes she want to misbehave and see how you react. Sometimes she will say words and see how you react to that word. Sometimes she want to see, are you a woman beater? Are you someone who bullies? Are you someone who does not know what he or she wants? So she will want to pull away. So it is left for you as a man to be focused, to be stable. In the sense, how are you stable? Your life is still moving on, not minding how she's reacting at you. You are not jittered. You are stable. If she, for instance, say a word to you and wants to get at you, you don't allow the word gets to you. You are control. You controlled your atmosphere. I used to say this thing that you people don't control your happiness. You are the one that is in charge of your happiness. Anybody, if you say people control your happiness, it means you have given those persons the authority. You have given them the steering to control your happiness. Well, how do I mean? For instance, if a child, you smile at a child, the child will smile back to you. That is because the energy you gave was a smile. So definitely he or she is going to give you back a smile. So you control your atmosphere. People don't control it for you. So as a man, focus on what? On being stable. Once you are stable emotionally, trust me, she will also know that this man is a complete man. This is a man that knows who he is and not a man who is moved by just anything and everything. You get? So that is the next area you should focus on, being free. Be a man who is stable emotionally, not a man that almost anything can move him. That, as I said, sometimes she can purposely want to annoy you. Sometimes she can intentionally want to cross your boundary. But if you are a man who is emotionally stable, she's crossing your boundary. You politely let her know, I have told you I don't want or I don't like this kind of thing. Okay? And I would not want similar thing to repeat itself. Simple and short. You don't need to quarrel. You don't need to beat around the bush. You let your point clear. Let her know doing this thing, you don't like it. You are not comfortable about it. And you want an adjustment. You see her put up a lifestyle. For instance, you both plan to meet on a particular day and a particular time. And then she doesn't turn up. Or, for instance, she comes very late and she's keeping you waiting. She keeps doing that 2, 3, 4 times. You do not correct her. It means that you do not have value for your time. That's what it means. It means you are free. You don't have anything you are targeting. You don't have anything you are working on. And so, just anybody can come in and play on your schedule. So you need to let her know, call her attention to it, that I'm someone that has standard. I value my time a lot. Every single moment is meaningful to me. Every single moment is useful to me. So I can't be wasting my time waiting. You get? So as a man, when you do this, she will know that this man is not just any cheap man out there. It's not just any man who can be beat around. Who is not a man who is confused about what he wants. You get? So this is another area you should focus on. Thank you so much, everyone, for connecting. Please do well to like the live stream. Click below. Just click the like button below to like the live stream. If you're here to subscribe, help me to click the subscribe button, okay? So she wants to see that man who knows what he wants, who is emotionally stable and keeps to his words. You get? So what is the next area? She wants to get a decisive leader and not a dependent waiter. For instance, something happened and you are waiting for someone to suggest for you the next line of action to take. So, for instance, say she want to calculate and say, okay, if tomorrow our children is not feeling fine, would you be waiting for me to tell you what to do? Or, for instance, I was healed or was down in health. Would you be waiting for me to make decision as to no? She want to see that leader who is stating out the next line of course of action, who is stating out what to do, who is clear about where we are headed to, and for every single time. So, in your area of finance, you are clear about your financial goal. In your, for instance, say academy, you are clear about what you want. Professionally, you are clear about what you want. When she see that you are this kind of person who is a leader, who sets the pace, she will, on her own, she will just fall and follow through. She will not be struggling because she doesn't want to be the one who is always making the decision. Ladies don't fall. It is a psychological fact. They don't follow someone who is not independent, someone who depends on other people. No, they don't follow. They follow someone who sets the pace while they follow. You get? So this is another area as a man you need to focus on. You need to be a man who has a clear defined goal, who knows the area where he's headed to, who knows what he wants and is working at that. And then when she comes, the scripture calls women help meet. You get? So someone who needs help simply means that he was already on a task. He was already focused or carrying out a task. And then the task may be a bit overwhelming. That is why you need an assistant. That is why you need help. So ladies, naturally, they are nurturers. They are assistants naturally. So you cannot call for an assistant when you are not working on something, when you are not heading on something. You get? So that is why most ladies, they will leave you when they find out that you are someone who does not have a goal, who cannot set the pace. So you are someone that depends on other people to make your decision. They will not follow. You get? So that will take us to the next area as a man you need to focus on. Another most important area that most ladies they check, one of the major box they will check is the aspect of you being a motivator, not a controller or a domineering person. You get? So ladies who want that environment where you bring the best out of them, you free them, you give them the atmosphere to bring the best out of them. They don't want to follow somebody who will kill their dreams, who will hide their vision, who will be as a blockade to their growth. No, that's not what ladies want. They want that man who is also carrying every person around him, who is leading every person around him, and then leading them to growth. That is the kind of man every lady crave for. Not, for every relationship, the two persons were once independent individual. They want aliens who came together with a vision and a focus of bonding together, their dreams, their aspiration, and so on. So when the lady sees that you are someone that want to kill her dream, you will not allow her to grow in the area of her passion, then she will not align with you. She will move on with her life. So they want that atmosphere where they can feel free and they can be supported, that they are moving towards their own. So while you are achieving, they are also achieving. That is the kind of atmosphere that ladies want to have. They are growing, you are growing. Not someone who kills dreams. Not someone that, for instance, she has where she's stuck towards a goal she's targeting, and then when she brings it up, what do you think I should do? You don't have any suggestion. You are rather discouraging her. You are making her feel that the goal is just too difficult to achieve. You are making her feel that uh, uh, possibly she needs to be the one to always look for a way out. No. Sometimes she wants to see you be the one to crack that code for her. Because that is why she is an assistant. You get? That is why she sees you as the one who should be setting the pace. So when she have difficulty, she want that leader, that person who is visionary, who can see beyond the goal, beyond the difficulty, and can strategically provide solution to her challenges. When she see that you are this kind of man, she will willingly, she will naturally follow your leading. But where you are someone that when she has difficulty, she brings them, you are not giving her suggestion, and at the same time you are discouraging her, it will kill her energy for you. She will rather move on to someone who supports her dreams, someone who has that growth mindset, someone whom everybody around him is growing, and not someone who people around him are stuck or they are rather depreciating. So this is another area most men should really focus on. They should be so grow into that aspect where they are motivation to other people and not people who cannot inspire growth out of others. So the next area is, as a man, always let your lady choose. Don't force her into a decision, into a future, into a relationship she did not plan. So if you, for instance, if you force me to do what I did not want to, I will only be grumbling in it. And then where it fails, I would blame it on you. That is what happened when you force a lady into a relationship she did not plan. Some of them, they may want to use you. Some of them, when it does not work, they will tell you, I told you from the beginning that I was not ready. So she want to blame it on you, that you are the reason why it didn't work. You get? So allow her choose. Let her use her own will, freely choose what she wants. Let her go for what she wants. So what do I mean? You need to work to becoming that person that she can admire, she can follow. Fight for that freedom, and not the one who is forcing others against their will to depend on them. Because when you keep forcing others, you need to feed them with that personnel that you are forcing them to rely on. So which is why if you force her to accept your proposal, if you force her to accept the relationship, then you need to keep pleasing her to stay in the relationship. That means when things are not going as desired, when things are not flourishing, when things are no longer greener, when things are no longer favorable, she will move on because you forced her to accepting you. So allow her be the one to make the decision so that in those trying days, she will know that she freely accepted you. She accepted you as something of her own free will and not something that she was forced to doing. So that will take us to the next area. The next one is that as a man, be consistent, not seasonal. What do I mean? In your standard, be someone that is consistent with the standard. If you want people to follow your standard and your principle, then keep to your own standard. Not someone who does not keep to his principle but wants other people to follow it. You can't be misbehaving and you want others to obey you, to obey your principle. You get? So be consistent. Be someone that is consistent. And then she will follow through on her own will. She doesn't want to see someone who today is doing this one. He does not finish it. He's moving to another thing. So be consistent, not seasonal. If you are there for her, be there for her. Not someone that today she can rely on you. Tomorrow, she does not see hope around you. So be someone that is consistent in your acts, someone consistent in your words, someone consistent in your character. So that any day, anytime when she wake up, she can say, if someone should lie, for instance, against you, she can say, no, I know this person very well. This person cannot do this kind of thing. So that's why you need to be consistent and not seasonal. You get? So this is another area as a man we need to work into. We need to focus on. So what's the next area that a man should focus on growing or on improving on that area? It is the aspect of you being a listener, not a talker. Ladies naturally crave for attention. And when they feel you are not giving them that attention, their focus, their drive would immediately be pushing towards someone that will supply this attention. So that's why you need to be someone that is a listener. People can actually keep their ear and then you feel they are listening to you, but their mind is not there. They are not there in the moment. They are not there in the moment. Few moments later, ask them what you told them. They'll tell you they can't recall. So when we mean you being a listener, it means you listen to every beat of our emotions. You listen to every beat of her thought. You listen to the impulse of her heart. Where she tells you, this is my goal and my target. You need to constantly remind her through your participation, active participation, that you support that goal. You need to keep checking if she's on track towards the goal that she has set for herself. When she sees that you are this kind of man, she'll know, yes, you truly listen to her. So she cannot come and bring a challenge to you. And then moments later, months later, weeks later, you are not checking up if she have achieved it. Or she told you a particular thing was wrong with her. And then you did not check back, you did not give a follow-up as to see if that challenge was actually addressed. That means you are not someone that is a listener. Or possibly she must have been telling you indirectly or with body language she's not comfortable with a particular thing about you. And then you are not ready, you are not willing to make any adjustment towards it. It means you are not a good listener. So you have to be in the moment and also be proactive in your step towards adjusting in areas that needs to be adjusted, towards working on areas that need to be worked on. That shows you are actually a listener and not a talker. So every moment she'll come, or maybe there's an area she's telling you, I don't like this area about you. I don't like this part of you. All you are doing is defending yourself. All you are doing is claiming the right. You will not get her with that. You are just a talker, not a listener. Okay? A listener is someone who gets the information and works with the information, and not someone who avoids criticism. No, she will not be loyal to you in that kind of atmosphere. And that will take us to another area as a man you need to focus on improving, which is, as a man, you need to make her at some point feel as though you have options, but in the real sense, you do not have option. What do I mean? Remember we talked about independence. As a man, you need to be independent first. Now, when you make her feel like she's the entire option, it means that your life revolves around her. You have nothing you are working on. So where she pulls out, everything ends about you. So what does it mean? It means that if you are someone that is independent, you are someone that knows what he wants, you are not over dependent on her. You're also moving on with your life. When she misbehaves, you correct her. And then she doesn't want to adjust. You are firm about it. That if it continues, you will move on with your life. She will now know that she is not there as someone upon which your own life depends on, but someone who has other options, who is well defined as to what he wants. So that's another area you should focus on improving. Focus on improving on that area where you don't make people people validate how you feel, validate what you want, validate if you are actually growing or not. So that will take us to the next area. But before we move there, as a man, you need to know that you can never control what a lady thinks. You can't control what a lady thinks. This, I think, as a man, if you are listening to this point, you need to pay attention at this point, because I want to state something that every male, every man should actually take note of and improve on this area. As a man, you cannot control how your lady feel. Your lady feelings is controlled by, sorry, you cannot control how your lady thinks. I meant to say, you cannot control what your lady thinks. Your lady thoughts are dependent on how she feel. On one of your live stream, I told us that ladies are in the present, while men are always in the past. That is how naturally it looks like. Ladies are in the present, in the sense that how you are making them feel now is what it means by you loving them, and not how you made them felt in the past. If you think as a man that how you made your lady feel yesterday is what is going to be the bedrock upon which her love will be based on, no, you are lying to yourself. Because she is in the moment. She's living in the moment. Every lady lives in the moment. How you make them feel now. That's why if you want to have a great time with your lady, it does not start in that moment. It starts with how you have started making her feel into that moment. So she's in the now. How are you making her to feel at the moment? Why, guys, our love depends on how she made you feel in the past. What were her sacrifice for you in the past? That is why most men are stuck. They feel they cannot move on where the relationship hits a rock. They feel they cannot move on because they'll be like, this lady, she has always been there for me. Okay, this thing happened, she was there for me. Okay, what about now? Is she always there for you now? Is she there for you now? When issues arise in the current time, is she there? When you need someone to speak to, is she there? So those are things that most men fail to realize, that you cannot control what your lady thinks. You can only control what she feels. You can control her feelings, and her feelings will now control her thoughts. So if you want to make her have you in mind, if you want to constantly resonate in her thoughts, then you must keep doing something in the present to spark that craving for you, to spark that curiosity for you. because she had moved on from the past naturally. She has moved on from the past. You are only the one as a man that is bound to say, okay, I did this for you yesterday. I did this for you last week. I did this for you last month. I did this for you last year. What about now? That is how the lady's mind, the lady's psychology look like. What about now? What are you doing for me now? So when you wake up to this realization that every lady lives in the present while men lives in the past, it will make you work on improving on how she feel in the present, and then you can now control what she thinks, and with that you can now be the dominant thought for her. All right, thank you so much everyone for connecting. Please do well to like the live stream. Click the like button below. Please help me click the like button below. If you are yet to subscribe, please help me hit the subscribe button. Okay, now that what's the next point we should look at? Set standards and keep to it. I have said this earlier. Set standards and keep to it. Be selective of the kind of friends around you. Someone say evil communication corrupts good manners. When she see the kind of friends, someone say show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. When she see the kind of friends that are around you, if the kind of friends around you are cheats, she might be looking at you with that perspective that you are also a cheat. If the people around you are aggressive and violent in nature, then she will look at you as someone who is of that category. If the people around you are people that their words are not consistent, then she will start looking at you in that light, that you are someone that is not consistent with your words. So set the standard for people around you. Let the people conform to your own standard and not you conforming to theirs. If you have noticed that a particular friend of yours have a lifestyle that is not in keeping with your standard, then cut off from the friend so that you will not keep her building assumptions that are untrue. If not, you only help her to build assumptions that are untrue. So where she sees that your friend beat his own woman or his own girl, then that means if you do not caution your friend, you are still keeping company with that. That means there's a possibility that one day you will take on that same action. So the circle around you, if they don't conform to your standard, she'll be judging you by that standard. It should be judging you by the life of the people in your circle. So that's why you need to work on setting standards for people around you. They must keep to your standard. They must keep to your vision. They must keep to where you are headed. A wise man once counseled, and then he said that if you are coming to my house, you must, and you peradventure stay beyond 24 hours, you will serve the God that I serve. You are going to live by the rules in my house. If you are coming to stay in my house, if in my house it is 8 o'clock, everybody must be at home, then you must not keep beyond 8 o'clock. You must also keep to the same standard. That makes you a man of your words. That makes you a man who knows what he wants. That makes you a complete man and not a man who is tossed around by just anybody, just any person. Okay? With this, you are actually improving her admiration for you. You're actually making her admire you the most. So what is the next area as a man you need to focus on? You need to be humorious in nature, but not a clown. What do I mean by you being humorous and not a clown? When every little thing is a joke for you, you don't know the right time to crack jokes. You don't know the right time to play. Then she will take you as being unserious. So you need to be someone that knows the right time for everything. Act according to the right timing for things. So she wants to know that you have a good sense of humor, but not someone that is a clown. So serious thing is going on. She's telling you something serious about her life. You are making jest out of it. No. That is a turn off for her. That's a red flag for her. Be someone who knows when to be serious, who knows when to play. So on the other hand, when you are supposed to be playing, you are now someone that is over serious. That's a red flag for her. So work according to timings of things. Be someone who is actually humorous in nature and not a clown. And that would immediately take us to another point, which is that you should be bold and spontaneous. So you should be someone that flows with the tide, not someone who is stiff. She doesn't want to follow the leading of someone who is bent on a particular decision. Okay, say for instance, you were supposed to be worshiping with deeper life, and then the family had traveled, or you had traveled to another area, and there is no deeper life. The church that is there is Winners Chapel. So because there's no deeper life, you people do not go to church again. No, that is not what she's looking for. She wants someone that can be flexible in decision making. When the desirable is not available, what is the nearest and best alternative? So she wants to see that kind of person in you. So work on being spontaneous. Work on being bold. If it does not go as you plan, have alternatives. And then be confident about your decisions in those trying times, in those times where it doesn't go as you want, as you expect. Man up and take action. That is what will drive her curiosity. And not someone who is fixed that things must be done in his own way. As I always say, I say relationship is a partnership. Relationship should be viewed as partnership. Two people coming together to match their decision, to come to a compromise. You bring 50% of your policies, I bring 50% of my policies, and we make it a whole. And not something that you will be the one that it must be your decision. It must be according to. No, that's not what ladies want. They want someone that is bold, flexible, and not stiff. And that will take us to the next point, which is be someone that is competent and confident in his or her decision and not a cowardice. So there's a challenge. You are not manning up to take responsibility. You are scared. When challenges come, you are scared. Be someone that is competent and then confident in his action. There's how someone can be doing the wrong thing, but yet confident, and it command obedience. You get? So be someone that is confident and be someone that is competent at the same time. Don't just be someone that is not a good listener, that does not calculate his steps, and then at the same time is not ready to take when challenges come, is running away from the challenges. So that will take us to the next point. Be mysterious, not predictable. Ladies want that guy that is a mystery guy to them, and not the guy that they can predict his emotions. They can predict how he will react. They can predict what is his next step. No, that is not it. If there is high predictability, the relationship will not last. So it's not every secret she must know. It's not everything about you she must know. Have some areas that she needs to be finding out. Be a guy that is like a book where she is trying to find out those points. Be a puzzle. She's trying to find out those points that it meets. She wants to interpret you. That is what drives the curiosity of ladies around you. They want to see you as that mystery guy whom they are trying to figure out. They want to figure out, okay, what is his next step? What is he trying to say? So in your words and in your action, be mysterious and not someone that is easily predictable. All right? Because as I always say, that when there is routine, it doesn't drive curiosity. Because life naturally, human beings are built with this sense of variety. So they want to see a different move. If we are celebrating birthday this year How did we celebrate it? Next year, what is the approach towards the birthday? If you are surprising me now, what else should I be expecting next? That is the kind of guy, those are the kind of guys that drives the curiosity of ladies, that drives the attractions of ladies. Okay? So be that mysterious guy that she cannot predict every of your step. She cannot predict every of your action. She cannot predict every of your emotions. As I said earlier, sometimes she may be trying to test you on different areas. But when she can directly tell how you react, there is nothing amazing about you. There's nothing to be curious about you. She will rather be attracted to someone whom she is trying to figure out. That will take us to the next point, which is be someone that can actually disagree and stands to his word, not a conformist. What do I mean? Every decision, everything she say, your own is yes. Your own is to comply. No. Set your own standards. Set your own boundaries. Let her follow. Let her follow. She did something wrong. No, I don't accept this. And I mean it. You get? So she doesn't want someone that is a conformist who is always saying yes, yes, yes. At the same time, not someone who is always saying no, 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 no. But someone that is dynamic in nature, that has periods where her lifestyles are not what you admire, what you want. You can correct her. Do you know that when a lady falls in love with you, truly in love with you, she behaves like a baby around you? That is the truth. She behaves like a baby around you. So her excesses, when you see them and you know that there are things that do not keep to your standard, call attention to it in love and not someone who is actually domineering, not forceful. In love, be tender in your words, be tender in your action. Appreciate the little effort. With this, she will be loyal to you, she'll be willing and ready to follow your leadings. And that will take us to the next one. Be honest and authentic, not crass. There are two major things I want to pick out of this point. Be honest and authentic. Not someone who is artificial. Okay, because you want to except you just want to get her laid. That's just your intention. But if you want to build something serious with her, if you know that you don't have, why should you even be building a false and negative lifestyle? Why should you be forcing luxury when you know that you are struggling? She wants to live with you that she met. Not tomorrow she's waking up to find out that the person she thought you were, you are not that person. Be authentic, be your true self. Because in relationship, the person you fall in love with is the person you always want to see, and that is what will sustain the relationship. Okay? At the same time, which is the second aspect of it, you should not be someone that is not flexible, someone that is not a good listener, someone that you see that you actually have a flaw, and then they are calling your attention to it. You are not willing and ready to listen or to take correction. It will not drive her curiosity. You will not win her that way. So she doesn't need a crass. She doesn't need someone that have crass behavior. Okay, she doesn't like the way you talk. You don't want to adjust in it. You are talking with her, you are at the top of your voice. She's telling you she doesn't like this. You are talking with her in public, you are at the top of your voice. So when we say you should be honest and authentic, it means you should evolve. You should move to a beautiful and amazing you. But yet, at the same time, you are not forcing it because you want to please her, but because you actually want to improve. That is you being authentic. So that will take us to the very last point, which is that you should be selective. In your words, be selective. In people around you, be selective. Have periods where you are actually, I call it the season where you disappear. A period where you are into your shell, and let her crave your attention. Let her crave your presence. When you are too available, you are always present. There is nothing mysterious about you. There's nothing that wants to drive her curiosity. Have moments that she's thinking. She wants to have that moment where she's thinking, what is he up to? This step is taking. What is he up to? Why hasn't he called me? Why hasn't he checked on me? I did this. Why hasn't he react? So that curiosity is what keeps her. That's you being unpredictable is what keeps her. So be selective in your moves. Not just someone who is over available. He doesn't have choice. He's just over available. I think I haven't said all this. I believe that we have really had a great time. And then this very discussion will drive us towards building a true independent and free person. Someone who is firm and consistent, someone who knows who he wants, someone who takes ownership and responsibility for his decision, his values, his choices, and not just someone who is careless and carefree, someone who is overdependent. And if this live stream actually make a lot of sense to you, you have actually learned something from this live stream, let me know in the comment box, okay? I would really appreciate. Let me know in the comment box. How do you feel about this discussion? Is there anything you want to add? Is there anything you want to say? Let us know in the comment box. And if you are just connecting, please help me click the like button below. Help me click the like button below, okay? If you're here to subscribe, help me click the subscribe button. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me believe we are sending in our contribution, our suggestion, our opinion, or questions. Please, you can do so. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let me believe in the absence of any question, any contribution, any suggestion. If you're just connecting, if you have always been visiting this particular channel, I really appreciate you all because I always look forward to that moment when this particular channel becomes your most favorite click. At the moment, please, as you are out there struggling on how to grow your life, how to grow your relationship, how to meet up with your goals, your dreams, and your passion, ensure that you stay safe. God bless you all. Looking forward to see you subsequently on other discussion. Cheers.